All right, so we have 54 ideas, topics that you can use. You can further break them down. I'm going to show you how to repurpose that into other types of content, not just for LinkedIn, right? And also how to, just create the kind of content, pictures, videos alongside it that you use to post it, and how to develop the content going forward. Okay, now let me take number 7 as a topic that I want to work with. Let's go ahead and do a deep dive into this. So I've copied that. You now go to your prompt and then begin the next stage of what we are here about, how to convert this into more like the second step, right? Of how to execute this content. Now use this content to use this particular content idea. You now put it in quotes. So let me put it in quote. Don't assume, because if you assume and say use the content to, or use number 7, it might just start generating off point. AI is funny, right? It just looks like that your the domestic help that you employ, that you've not told him how to use certain appliances and how to do certain stuff. They're going to do the one that they think you will like. So you have to paste it here and then go ahead to. So this is us converting our prompt now. Introduce the prompt, right? Focus on the topic and what you want it to do, and tell it the platform. Remember, we're saying LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn. All right, are you following through? Yes. So use that topic, then next to tell it the platform you want it to use, make it suitable for specifically. Then the next thing is the format. Just be very specific on the kind of format. Is it a video you want it to do? Is it a carousel? Is it a thread? Is it a standard post, or all that? So you have to let it know. And in this case, I'm going to say the format must be let's say maybe a 4. I want you to give me cons, like more like disadvantages of leaders who don't do this. So I'm going to say, let me look at it. I'm going to say, you should give me 4 cons. Is that the pros and cons, right? Cons are disadvantages, right? So I'm going to say you should specifically give me, this can be tricky sometimes. If you don't give it the full format, you'll be wondering why, you have to be querying and querying and querying. So I'll tell it that the format must have I'm still trying to think through, guys, don't mind me. Give me 4 cons of leaders, yes, who don't take time to convert their personal reflection. That's what I'm trying to say. Who didn't the disadvantage of leaders who don't take time to convert their personal reflections into public influence, right? Now remember that these prompts are in line with what I do. Do your prompts in line with your business, whether you're in health, you're in media, I've seen all of the sectors that we all come from, and it's so exciting. Yeah, the cons for leaders who don't do that. So this format has to be specific. Tell it exactly what you want it to do. Okay. I want you to be doing this a lot. Okay, that is me assuming that you have 2 devices, right? Okay, so let me just go ahead anyway, but this is supposed to be practical. You're supposed to do it, and you have a session or a time to post what you have created in this group. Okay, now I'll ask you to include a call to action. CTA is abbreviation for call to action. Exactly what you want it to deliver. For instance, if you want people to like the post after watching, or after reading, you want people to drop a comment, you want people to download something. So I'm going to tell you to download something. Let me say a CTA that I think people should download, maybe a free book writing template. Yeah, I have something like that. So let me use that. A CTA that compels the reader to download our free so that people know what to do. Remember, your audience are specific. You have specified them. So in this second stage, what we have done is give it context, tell it the platform, then give it details and formats that you want it to follow, right? So, and you will tell them to download your free, for me, for my free book writing template in the comment. Now, this is the part that is interesting, the final part, which is the human element, which is the aspect why we're actually working on this. We are doing Human AI Masterclass in the first place because a lot of people are used to just copying and pasting 100% from AI. No, that stuff is not cool at all. This is the part you incorporate your human touch. It could be a story. My husband told me this 2 days ago. My son said this 3 days ago. Or while I was in high school, this happened. While I was walking on the road, on my first day, riding a bike. Any story that can deliver this message and make it more exciting to grasp. That's what you should incorporate. Please don't look down on this. It cannot even be a statistics, right? It can be, just a personal touch. It makes it feel more human. It makes you feel, please don't overlook this. So see what I'm writing, incorporate a recent leader, more like a statistics, maybe a statistics of leaders and who didn't do this in that sense, and what, just something around statistics for leaders who don't reflect publicly, who don't bring their personal, reflections to the public. If there's a statistic like that, maybe in 2025, that's what I wanted to add, so that it brings it to life. But remember that this is not the human touch I'm talking about. That human touch, we're going to make space for it. You have to add it by yourself, maybe at the beginning, in the middle, in the end. But many times I encourage in the middle, at the beginning, in the middle, towards the end, add a human touch, leave a space for it. So I'm going to also make sure that we add that to this prompt. Okay. Incorporate the recent statistics from 2025 that involve the super influential. All right, sorry for that interruption. So this is the part that you must, let me correct this thing quickly. Influential leaders, who fail to document his story or their story. Leaders who fail to document their story. Yes. So after this, we are not going to ask you specifically to leave a space for that your story, because the human touch element is so important. See, if there's anything that will make AI interesting or not, is this aspect. This is the part where you make it go like, oh my gosh, people will not even be able to tell. Apart from some other grammatical things, all of those long dashes are a lot. There are some grammar issues as well in AI, but we're not going deep into that. In my paid class and my 1 year long mentorship class, you can learn all of that. I can share you as I learn. I share with you, and we can become the best at this. But for now, let's concentrate on this, right? So like I said, I'm saying write this as a draft, leaving a space for my personal introductory line, or maybe even paragraph, right? Let me write introductory line or paragraph, so that you can add that story, you can add that statistics, you can add that, light bulb moment you had. Okay, this is very important before we now send it to generate this. Okay, now make sure that your prompt has all of these details. It has context, it has the platform specifically, the format and detail, and the human element. So let's look at what it's going to produce. Yes, I love it. Look at it. Seated on top there is your personal introduction, and it has given you a clue. Maybe a greeting, a short reflection, not even a greeting though, a short reflection, a context, something, that will make people to sit back and say, oh, okay, let me read this in full. Can you say the cons? He gave me 1, 2. Okay, I asked it for 4, so he should have given me 4. 4 cons. They will lose institutional memory, their personal brand will fade, weak succession plan, So you see, and all of that CTA I asked it to do, it did that. Swipe to follow the conversation and download our free book writing template. Can you see? All right, so this has given you what I call the 90% for AI, fast and easy. It's now for you to do the 10%. Sit down now, copy this out into your Microsoft Word or your documents, and then add that story at the beginning. Read through, change some of the grammar that are not well done. You read through, you're going to see all of those errors. There are always errors in AI. It's not perfect. Human beings are not perfect. So how can something we made be perfect? Get it? Right? So please take this and look through it, read it properly, add your own style, change the way the headings come off, just make it pop, change some words. You might use the synonym of certain words to make it pass across the message more. Don't let it be robotic. Okay, so this is the second stage of your creating this content. You see how we took one from the 52 contents to break it down into this, break it to be specific and all that. There are even more things you can ask. You can ask it to give you maybe some SEO ideas that will make this to be findable. You can ask it to give you if you're doing YouTube, for instance, you can also turn this into a video script. You can make it into a keynote speech. I mean, there are different things. All you need is one more prompt and you get that going, but that's not the main aim of this. So why we are still talking about this, remember that whatever it is that you do, you want to come off authentic. You want to be able to sell. You want people to follow you as a thought leader without feeling like, oh, I know that this is AI. In fact, people are doing crazy things on social media. I'm sure you can see them. People actually go to AI to generate what they will respond, how they will respond to somebody's post on social media. Do you see those things on the comment section? It's crazy. Please, let's not do that in 2026. Okay, AI has done the major work for us, so why don't you put the extra 10% and just make it sound like us, the way you sound. And you can use this. You can ask it to speak like he's writing to a 16-year-old. You can ask it to make it chatty, conversational. Me, I give everything in my classes, if you know, and this has helped me a whole lot. Okay, now we are going to go into the details of and see how he gave me citations, even where he pulled it out from. You remember that the way I train my AI, it makes it very factual. It goes to pull out sources. It doesn't just give you what it thinks. Right now you can see it's even asking you, if you wish, I can accompany this post with a recommended short hook paragraph and all that, but we don't want that. We want it to be specific to your work. Okay, right. So now another thing is, like I'm saying, part of how you make sure that your work is authentic is that it must sound like you. See, you can't sell this. You can't leave it to chance. Your voice is unique. The way you write, the kind of vocabulary you use is unique. Impute them into this work. Go ahead, impute them into this work. See, don't play with this, okay? Your voice must be consistent and you must add I. This thing sounds very robotic and can appeal to anybody, and sometimes uses can when it should be direct. It's not direct. So use the I factor and make this script amazing. Yeah, it is what people will trust and engage and reach out to you and not feel like, oh, this person wants to get what they cannot afford, because it makes you look like an imposter. Yeah, it also helps you to check all the facts, data. If there are links that are broken, you will know. You might think that people are going to click on your link and go to somewhere you will not know that the thing was broken and it's not even directing them anywhere. This is where you find out. Okay, now determine the perfect image and video that you can use to post this thing. That's why I'm trying to see guys, don't play. Now let's go to generate a picture. Let's just imagine that we want a picture to go with this. And then let's ask ChatGPT to do it. But let me warn you ahead, don't use ChatGPT for images. I warned you ahead of time. It's not the best. It's a majorly language model. Is not really very good with images. So let me just write something. Okay. I just write something. But remember to add your voice. Add a genuine, story. Use the I. Use I. Don't sound like a third person. Okay. Remove anything that will make people feel, oh, but you said that, and you say it's not me. Misinformation is bad. It will kill your credibility. Right now, I want to use the content on LinkedIn to create an image of a leader who is in deep thought. That's the kind of thing that my brain is, conjuring to go with this post. So let's see how that comes out. Okay. Now, this is a very weak prompt. Let me tell you, this particular prompt I'm writing is just a weak prompt, but I want to use it to experiment something. Okay, let's just go. Let's do it. Let's generate a post, like an image that can go with this post. So you see what I wrote? An image of a leader. That is so vague. What kind of leader? Is it male or female? Is it dark skin? Is it fair skin? I didn't add that. What is the person wearing? I didn't add that. Remember, you have to add all of that. But let me show you how people use AI and sometimes they don't get the result they seek. Like I said, do not use ChatGPT to generate images. It will first of all waste your time, and sometimes the maximum it will give you for a whole day might be just 3 images or 2, and it will tell you that it's tired. In fact, it's tired. sometimes it will actually tell you that it was not really made for images in that sense, this particular part of the ChatGPT that we have. But see guys, when you come to my paid class, we're going to go through the GPTs, the ones you can use for website design, the ones you can use for songs, the way you can, oh my gosh. See guys, there's a whole lot, and I challenge you to go and check them out. Try them. These tools are free. Try them, okay? Let's see the image. I'm laughing already because I know it's not going to be can you see? Can you just see? Can you see what I mean? So when you want to even look for images, be specific. I didn't tell it with the kind of leader, whether it's a male or female. Like I said, I didn't tell you whether it's a dark-skinned man. So don't do this, okay? Don't do this. But let me take you to another tool where I'm going to show you how to generate authentic pictures with your pictures or with any pictures at all, and then make it move, animate it into a video that you can use to create and deliver this write-up. Also, I'm going to show you how to convert this same write-up into an Instagram worthy post, into a TikTok version, into a Facebook version, and all of that without, easy breezy, using the same principles I've already taught here. Are you ready? Look out for the next video.